Hey guys, it's Boo Boo Berry, and for those of you who are watching who haven't finished the game, this is gonna be there are gonna be a lot of spoilers here, so you've been warned. The next segments will be spoilers, so please stop watching the video if you haven't finished the game. Um, so anyway, having said that, um, I am starting Far Cry 6 over. I'm starting over from the beginning. Um, I've just finished the main story quest, and right now I'm just running around, you know, finishing up stories and things like that, like side quests. And I I was the reason I want to start over is because while I love the game, and I've said this before too, I really really love this game. Um, it's the story is so good. It's amazing. The character, whether you play Guy or girl Danny or whatever. I have female Danny. She is such a is a really interesting, fun, and sarcastic person, and the things she says, while she's running around, is just funny, and a lot of times, you know, it's kind of heartbreaking sometimes. And you really get to know her, and that's what I really like, and you get to know the other people too, like Clara and things, and others like her. So the problem I have with this game isn't the gameplay or the settings or the stories. Y'all know I love that shit. But it's the fact that it it allows you to get to know these characters really intimately, like Clara, right? And what happened to Clara is just devastating. It's supposed to be devastating for Danny, especially, and as well as for other people. But I think it's especially for Danny because of how important Clara was to her by giving her a purpose to fight, to survive. To be more than just a number, an orphan. A military dropout, somebody who no one gives a shit about. So Clara gave her that purpose, and there's a friendship or some sort of relationship there too. And so when Clara was executed after that, it there the game doesn't give you it didn't give me time to grieve, right? For such an important relationship and friendship or whatever. That's it. She died, and that's it. The Danny, I was expecting Danny to say, she was sad, obviously, but they just moved on. The whole cast just sort of moved on from Clara's death. They have a little ceremony for her, but that's it. And um, it just felt really rushed after Clara died. The ending was just rushed. It didn't give you time to grieve, like your best friend just die, or your whatever. I don't know if they have feelings for each other or whatever. It doesn't matter. Someone important to you just died, and the game just says, okay, just move on. And the thing is that this was solidified for me. This lack of giving the player time and space to mourn was really evident after you finish the game and then you start doing insurgency, or you run across army bases, military bases, and then Danny would call up the headquarters, and then some random guerrilla just answer the phone, not Clara. Before, she would say, "Hey Clara, I'm near, blah blah blah. What's the story?" And now she calls, and then it's just some random person, and no one mentions Clara. No one, says anything about her. And I just feel like Danny didn't even. I'm trying to find the grave, Clara's grave. It's somewhere over here in the headquarters, right here, Zamoc Archipelago. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say it. I'm kind of. It's somewhere here, but I can't find it. Because in Horizon, I don't know if you played that game or not, but when Aloy says things, she's very sentimental. She's very empathetic. She's has a lot of empathy and sympathy for people. The whole game, you gotten to know Danny, and I'm just disappointed that Danny didn't even say anything. Didn't little things like maybe she runs across a base or something, and she would just say, "Oh, hey, Clara, I wonder what Clara would say." It's things like that. And the thing is that like it really hit me hard because sometimes I'm running around and I run across a laptop that has Clara, you know, saying, like giving her messaging to the people, and it feels so. It makes me feel really sad, and I just stop and I watch the video, even though I've seen it, and it's just on loop, and just it just seems that they sort of just brushed her off. They brush her death off, and it makes me. That's the thing that it really makes piss me off about this game is it just doesn't give you the space and time to grieve for the people that you lost along the way after building up such a strong connection and rapport, with one another. And I think it's just really disappointing because that scene is like heartbreaking. It's devastating. It's brutal. I mean, my God, like witnessing your friend or someone important to you executed in front of you. My God, and then not as the player, you're like, I was shocked. I was angry. I was really sad. I mean, grieving, basically. I was grieving. And the whole game just moves on. And it's like, dude, come on. Like, do we not remember Clara? Was she not important? Like, how can you just brush her death off like that? When Carlos died, people in the camp were actually talking about him and stuff like that. But I haven't run across anybody, even here, who says something about Clara. It's just like, oh, Danny, you're so awesome, blah, blah, blah. It's just, that's the one thing that makes me really mad. It's like I haven't had time to mourn my friend's death at all. And no one mentions her. No one remembers her. No one remembers what she did for them, even though she was the crux, the linchpin of the entire revolution. So my plan is to replay this game. There are a couple guns that I use now, like the MP7 and the SSG-P58. I'm just gonna go find them, like the Autocrat 2. I'm just gonna go find them, and then I'm just gonna take a long time to just play the game, just so that I don't get to the point where I lose my friends, or Danny lose her friends, because it's really heartbreaking, and it just makes me. It's a little disappointing they rushed the ending like that. It's unfortunate, to have built such a rich and deep and complex world and character relationships, only to just brush it off. Such an important person, and it just makes me really sad. Like honestly, I'm playing this game right now, and every time, like I said, every time I run across Clara's video on a laptop somewhere, it makes me tear up, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's just really, really sad the way she died or was murdered, executed. That was it. She wasn't just murdered. She was executed, in front of you. So, yeah, I don't know. I love this game. I think I'll always play this game. I'll keep coming back to it, just like I keep coming back to Horizon Zero Dawn. And so it's one of the really special games for me, and I'm so glad that Ubisoft made the decision to give you to give us a view of Danny, of the protagonist, so that we know exactly you know, who they are, what they sound like, what they're thinking, what they're feeling, things like that. It's just unfortunate for me. See, Clara's dead.
Dale, jefe.
Do you not remember her? I mean, she was the whole reason that, you know, everybody was united. And you see that? You see that? Such bullshit. It just, I just can't, man. When I'm replaying it, I'm not gonna rush it. But I wasn't rushing it before. I mean, if you watch my videos, you can see that I just basically fucked around for like the longest time. I found all my guns, you know. Before I was like, by the time I was level 7 or 8, I found all the guns. Even before that too. So I was OP as hell. But I think this time I'm replaying it, I'm just gonna delay the inevitable, because I'm grieving, man. And you know, it sounds silly, but I think a lot of times you identify with a game. Oh, look at this. They even, little details like bugs at night on the riverbanks, you know? Just really endearing that they put a lot of thoughts into this game, to the story, the characters, you know? And oh my god, look at the jellyfish. I never realized this before. See little details like this to really bring the world to life. And I just wish that was such rich storytelling that they could have at least put in some time and space for Danny and people to grieve Clara and Hanron and El Tigre, you know, and other people that died along the way. And I'm disappointed. That's the only aspect that I'm disappointed about. Like I said, I love this game, but maybe I'm just the only one. Maybe I'm just being dramatic, but you know, I don't care. This game, I love this game. It's rare that a game makes me feel moved and relating to it on a personal level. The only other game that's never done that to me is Horizon Zero Dawn. So yeah, I'm gonna try and restart it, and maybe I'll do every location of every gun this time around. I'll try and clip it so people can see what it is. But yeah, I'm just really, I run around now and I'm just like super sad because no one remembers Clara. No one. And it's unfortunate. Danny is like the boss now. Everybody knows Danny, but nobody remembers Clara. And she was executed, man. It's just really, really sad. It saddens me. So, okay, I'm gonna end the video. For anyone that's still watching, obviously then you bought the game, you played it already. I really enjoyed it. I hope that you enjoyed it too, and you know, it's such a treat. It's such a great treat. And yeah, I'm gonna end this video. I'm gonna start replaying it and just recording more details and stuff so that people will know where to find all the stuff.